So delivery charges then, first of all. My local Chinese takeaway charges me £1.50 just to nip around corner. It's 2 minutes walk away. I'm happy to pay that because it saves me having to get off settee, put a bra on, maybe trousers, So you're saving people time and effort by delivering, and that's got a value. Especially with fragile cakes, it helps them to get there get there safely, doesn't it? So I would say, yeah, charge for delivery. It's obviously your choice. If it's a fancy cake and it's worth over £200 and it's only half a mile down road, by all means waiver your delivery charge if you want to. But when you do charge, decide what a fair price is for you and for the client. So you can have a fixed fee for a certain distance, say up to 3 miles, a certain amount of money, or you can charge per mile. Remember, you're going there and back. So you can have a fixed, I've already said that. You need to cover your cost of fuel. It's perfectly acceptable to want something towards your insurance and your wear and tear as well. Your hourly rate, anything like parking charges if it's to a venue. So price delivery as you do your formula. So when you look at your unit costs for delivery, it's your fuel and any parking costs. Your overheads would be your insurance, wear and tear. Your time, you've got to clean out your boot, travelling, setting up, and then your profit margin on top. So next, let's talk about rush fees, your last minute Larry's. Right, is it going to cost you more in time, in money, in stress to get this order done? So you can say, yeah, I can do that, but I'm going to have to charge a bit more because I'll need to pay somebody to help me get it done in time. Or it'll mean working 12 hours that day, so overtime rates are happening. If it means that you've got to pay next day delivery for supplies, charge them for that. If it's going to cost you anything extra, money, overtime or stress to get that job done, then you need to cover those costs. Don't feel bad about charging for them. Next, we'll go into twat tax, that I keep referring to it. So if you can tell, let's be real, if you can tell from first few messages that this person's going to be a complete pain in the backside, yeah, it might mean that they're anxious, it might mean they're just rude. It's not your problem to deal with though. So if it's going to cost you time and stress, this person is going to take more work, so charge accordingly for that, right? If they always turn up late, if it takes 30 messages to place an order for a single tray of brownies, because they like to tell you the life story, charge them more. They're costing you more. Your time is money, right? It sounds harsh. It's not your job to give them therapy as the order. Cover your time, cover your stress costs. I'm not saying be unkind in any sort of way, but take the emotion out of it and charge for the time that customer's going to take. Don't feel bad about it. Right, late collection fees. I know some people say they do it successfully, but how would you go about it? I can't even picture it. So yeah, if you're going to wait in because somebody hasn't stuck to their time, obviously time is money. But I feel like if you hold their cake to ransom till they transfer you an extra tenner, I can't see that ending well. Tell me if it works for you, please, because you might see a way of doing it that I can't see. But I can't see them coming back. It's a negative experience because no matter how good your cake is, it's going to put them off, surely. Late collection, it is so common. I feel like we need other ways of dealing with it. So we're not going to get that slagging off. If they turn up to a party carrying cake and they're like, I've just had to pay an extra tenner for this because I got 10 minutes, because I got stuck in traffic. Like, maybe tell them a time frame of a few hours and ask them when they're going to be here. And tell them that you are leaving the house as soon as that slot expires, right? Give them half an hour grace, because traffic does happen, but don't tell them that you've given them that. Don't just set a time at the time of ordering and expect them to remember that a month later. They absolutely will not. When you message at the start of the week, to confirm all the details, double check the time. And then the evening before, remind them, like, are we still on for 10 o'clock then? If you feel like they are a forgetful person, you can send a little message that morning saying, I can't wait for you to see this. So like, you're not nagging, but it will just act as a gentle reminder for people that do genuinely forget, and a lot of people do. And then like half an hour before the due, or before the time slot that you've given them expires, message just checking that they haven't forgot. Remind them that you're leaving and they won't be able to collect it until next day now. Don't just sit there fuming and venting in your Facebook groups about it, because people do genuinely forget. They get sidetracked and they don't always realise that there's an urgency for us. some people can be a bit less respectful because we work from home and they just assume that you're always going to be there or someone's going to be there and they can turn up whenever they want. So just work on ways of sorting that out. So next, weddings. When it comes to weddings, there's a lot of factors that do increase your time and your stress. And you've got an extra skill level if you're onto weddings, haven't you? So yeah, we should charge a premium for weddings, and we're not being unfair by doing so. If you're sitting down with them for a consultation, right, so it might be over and done with in 20 minutes, they might take 90. We don't know until we're there. They might want to try every single flavour combination that you do. They might change the venue to somewhere 20 miles further away. They might have a redesign. I once had a couple change their design 8 times, right? If you're trying to match cake lace patterns to the dress, if you're looking for the perfect colour ribbon from a little swatch, that's going to take you time. Some venues are a fucking nightmare to deal with as well. I'll immediately add on 30 quid for certain venues because I know I'm going to have to phone 16 times to get through to a wedding coordinator just to find out when table's going to be ready for me. And then when I get there, at the time that they've said it'll be ready, it's not even in position, let alone dressed. If you're new to weddings, please know venues rarely give a toss about the other suppliers, unfortunately. They're always finding like new and unusual ways to make things difficult for us, so charge for that. If you quote high and they actually turn into a complete dream to work with, right, you can just over-deliver, make an extra little posy, a sugar flowers for table, next to cake, or a dozen cupcakes for your bridal party while they're getting ready. But yeah, please do charge a premium for weddings because I have done over 100 weddings now and every single one has got some kind of weird and wonderful challenge to it. So get paid for it.